Welcome back. Episode 85, Say It Out Loud Sports. It is time to give our exit interviews for the teams that have been knocked out of the NBA playoffs. I got my guy Pete back in the building.
Yes, sir.
What up, man? And my boy Arts.
I'm back.
He's back. Our Jazz fan.
Yeah,
The lone Jazz fan.
I'm going for the Jazz
that's true.
this
You
year.
did pick 'em.
I did pick them.
Vouch for
Facing
that.
off against who? Clippers?
They're gonna wax them. We'll get to it.
Yes,
We're also gonna talk about the second round of the NBA playoffs. The first two games of the Brooklyn Nets spanking the Bucks, Hawks and Sixers. We had the Nuggets Suns play, and then the Jazz Clippers are on later tonight, which you'll hear tomorrow, which we'll already know the result, and you'll see if we were right or wrong. But first, we're going to talk about the teams that have already been knocked out. What they need to do to get better for next year, who they got coming up, free agents, who they should target, maybe,
Are we talking about like individual exit interviews like LeBron's or no?
Oh, we can touch on LeBron. I know Bob's sitting over there. He wants to talk LeBron,
he's
which
ready.
we might give him.
He knows I'm a hater.
I might give him my seat later in the podcast, and he can come on. You three can argue about
No, I
this.
don't think that's a good idea.
It'd be fun.
He's just going to yell over the top of me.
We have a mute button. We can just mute
that's
him.
what we need.
Oh,
So we can do
that's
that.
money.
All right, first things first.
Is that
though.
new?
What?
Or is that always
I
been
just
an
thought of
option?
that. You just had me muted a second ago, so I thought of that.
Pardon the interruption.
Wow.
So
Oh, you're in trouble now, Bob.
coming up Friday, we also have our UFC 263 preview. Me and Bob are going to give our fight picks for the pay-per-view card. Adesanya's fighting. The main draw, Nate Diaz, is back. So that'll be fun. So tune into that Friday, and then next week we'll be back with some more basketball. But let's get into this. We'll start out west. The team that took the Clippers 7 games to defeat the Dallas Mavericks.
The Mavericks.
You got first, should we talk about the series? You guys shocked?
I was
the
shocked.
outcome?
I was shocked. After they won the first 2 games, I thought the Clippers were done. I just assumed they were done. I really didn't think after losing the first 2 at home, I'm like, oh, they're toast.
Right.
But I mean, Kawhi Leonard and the Mavericks, they're just young. They're young. They don't play any defense.
Art?
It's
I feel like you're stressing out over it
no,
already.
I'm
It's
not,
the
I'm
first
not
team.
stressing. It's just like
You baffled?
I'm baffled. Everybody hypes these guys up all year long, and they always say, I can reference the Jazz because they're always like, oh, the Jazz choke in playoffs. You can make the same case for the Clippers every single year. First round exit, second round exit. I don't think they ever made it to a conference final.
Clippers curse is real.
It's a real thing. And Chris Paul's
Until this
gone,
year.
so you can't blame him anymore.
That was the
Right.
that was the scapegoat. It used to be him.
Right.
It was Chris Paul's fault.
Right. So I think Kawhi's like, maybe if I ball out this first series, they'll not blame me and blame Pandemic P. But now it's going to be push-off P, because when it comes to Utah, it's push-off P.
COVID-13.
But Paul George,
COVID-13, I love that.
Paul George played well this series. I thought
did.
he
He was
averaged
a
23.
A lot more
which is
assists.
all right.
A lot
But
of
he
assists.
was on the board. He was dishing them out. He hit some shots. He didn't have any cold games. But the key in Game 7, obviously, Marcus Morris and Reggie Jackson, which I did not see that
You're
coming.
right.
Because in my opinion, that roster is not good. Like, they have some decent guys. Like
they have nice pieces.
Morris and Jackson are fine, but you look at like Utah when you're 9 deep or 8 deep. Like, I'll take Jordan Clarkson over either one of those guys. I'll take
I don't know.
a
Yeah.
100%.
I don't know.
To go get you a bucket, you need that guy.
I know, but
Correct.
I'm talking about
Royce O'Neal. Are you taking Marcus Morris, Royce O'Neal, or who else? Reggie Jackson? Which one are you
you
taking?
can't compare them.
I'm just saying, as a piece though.
As a piece, I want a
You're
role
taking
player, right? I want somebody that plays team basketball. So obviously I'm going to take Royce O'Neal over an egotistical player like Reggie Jackson or Marcus Morris.
Oh, shots fired.
Egotistical.
I didn't see it.
Reggie
No,
Jackson
Marcus,
is
I'm not
egotistical.
trying to shit on the Clippers. I just don't
Yeah.
think that roster is that good. And I think Morris is good. They're decent. But Morris
Are you going to eat your words when they make it to the finals?
Morris shot 7 for 9 from 3 in Game 7.
Right.
Reggie Jackson
He's not doing
had a 25-point game where he's just knocking down threes.
Right.
I mean, the Mavericks were playing zone defense
Yeah.
in the NBA. What? I
In
thought
the
I'd never
playoffs.
seen it. That's my biggest
In
issue.
the playoffs.
In a Game 7.
So this whole narrative that Luka needs help is partly true. Chris Stapps, he did average 20 and 9 in the regular season, was injured often, didn't really show up in the playoffs. But Hardaway shot 15 of 23 in games 1 through 3, and nobody said a word about Luka needing any help. All of a sudden, he has one bad game. Game 7, he shot bad just in the first half. He had a decent second half. And now the narrative immediately is Luka needs help. I think Luka needs
where
defense.
was Porzingis this? I mean, he
Right.
didn't. He had a lackluster performance the entire series. I feel like I think he needs the ball more. I think for them to be more successful, Porzingis needs the ball more. Doncic does a lot of dribbling. A lot of dribbling. It's a lot of standing around and watching.
It's
just watching the series in general. Porzingis is a stretch 4. I won't even give him a 5 because he plays no interior defense. His help side sucks. He's just not a defensive player. And like you said, he needs the ball more. He needs more shots.
I think he needs to be shoved down low and be that shot blocker he was in New York.
You can't.
He was a good shot blocker in New York.
Can't take strikes off as Tiger. You can't. He is what he is at this point. Like he's not going to get any better or any worse.
You don't think he's a good number 2?
He's a good number
3.
4.
4?
I wouldn't even.
No,
give him 3.
he averaged 20 and 9.
I'm talking about health wise. You can't. I'm looking,
Right, availability.
I'm
Yeah, I
talking
get that.
about long term. Like looking at. I would not.
He has the 3. A 4th guy?
I would put.
You mean position wise?
Position wise and depth wise.
And depth wise, he called him a number 4.
I don't know about that, but go ahead.
Well,
Continue your point.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like, if you go off numbers, okay, 20 and 9. Okay, that's cool. But like, let's.
Gasol didn't even do that.
You gotta
I
break
mean,
it down.
he was a number 2.
Gasol.
Yeah,
But Pau Gasol.
yeah.
Do 20.
20 and 9. I mean, that's a number 2 guy.
It's hard to get 20 points when Kobe Bryant's shooting 40 shots a game.
So is Doncic.
we did, yeah. No, so
Doncic's
You know what I
also
mean?
getting 14 assists a game. It's a little different.
It's I
guys-
have my own opinion on that.
yeah,
though.
you guys make a point. So I
Very
think
ball dominant passer.
This reminds me of Houston, James Harden, Houston.
Yes, there you go.
That's the
Good
offensive
example.
running.
Yeah,
They're
good
not going to
example.
win a title that way. They need another guy that can go get their own bucket. I agree with you to the point that they need to get Porzingis the ball more, take it out of Luka's hands a little bit more, which sounds crazy.
It does.
But the number one thing they need to do is play defense.
Yes.
Right.
Who's playing? He needs more. He needs another guy. I think Porzingis is a third guy. I think a guy. So a target. I was right. I thought of DeMar DeRozan's a free agent this upcoming summer.
right.
His 3-point shooting is a little weird. Like you can't rely
How
on that.
old is he?
I don't know.
30
But
34, 33?
he'll provide
there.
he'll provide a veteran leadership to that team, which they need because they're all pretty young. Even Luka, even though he's a baller, he can still
So you keep Tim Hardaway and
Keep
you just
Hardaway.
add
add DeRozan.
DeRozan.
Yeah, Hardaway. So they're unrestricted free agents this offseason. Tim Hardaway and Boban, which I always liked.
Boban's
Boban.
coming back.
I always loved Boban.
I like
He's
Boban.
cheap. He ball every time he plays.
Right.
Like even when he was in Philly, he played well.
Right.
It's hard. Yeah, so Boban and Hardaway are unrestricted free agents. The player option, Josh Richardson, which I'm surprised he didn't play more.
Yeah, it's
He
kinda
played
couldn't find
well.
his shot. He played
Yeah.
like 2 minutes, game 7.
Yeah, I guess his shot is if you can't shoot, you're not going to play,
Right.
especially in that offense.
Right.
So that's the only one with the player option, and then Dorian Finney-Smith next year will be a free agent. So
He surprised me. He surprised
played
me.
That guy's
well.
kind of coming alive.
He surprised me. I'm
He's
not gonna
becoming
lie.
a good NBA player.
Yeah, he has.
He really
he's
is.
improved every year, and
He's a
So I look at the roster, and yes, they need another guy that can get their own bucket because Porzingis can't. He's more of a catch and shoot guy or whatever. But if they had a guy like DeRozan, even to come off the bench and go get a bucket,
Right.
that's
I like
the
that
mid-range
even more,
game.
personally.
Yeah.
I like that even more.
I
Or
agree.
have someone because when Luka comes off the court, nobody can score. Brunson's decent for a younger guy, but I think a guy like that, obviously Marcus Smart is another guy I looked at because he'll provide the defense.
Yeah.
He's a free agent next year, so Boston, you'd have to kick the tires and see if they'd be willing to give him up because they want to trade him before he walks.
right.
And it'd be tough to get him, but I think Boston's at a point right now where they got to build around Brown and Tatum, and Smart's a little bit older. Maybe they're willing to part ways with him, and he would fit well in that offense because he can shoot, and you could put him on a defender as a defender and lock down that other guy
Yeah.
I'm with that.
and not play zone defense. If you're playing zone defense, there's no chance to win.
Right.
So I had a hypothetical as well,
What's that?
and I was thinking a good acquisition for the Mavericks would be Kyle Kuzma. I feel like he kind of fits that role.
I could see that.
So that means he's stepping in as small forward?
You put him at the 3, yeah.
3.
Yeah. And you could probably move
Not
Finney
coming off
Smith.
the bench, though. Because he's already shown
No.
that in the last 2 years coming off the bench, he cannot.
He needs
be that
more
six-
minutes.
He needs
for
more
sure.
minutes, but he's young. He's still young.
He is a
He
baby.
is.
He's still
He
a
is.
baby. And you look at all these Lakers, all these little baby Lakers. They all leave and they grow
Flourish.
up and they become great.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's a lot of them.
great role players.
Yeah, D'Angelo Russell, All-Star.
Clarkson,
Julius
Ball,
Randle,
best
All-Star.
season, Ball.
Six-man, Jordan Clarkson. Ingram, All-Star. Like all
Randall,
these guys.
Julius Randle.
And Lonzo Ball's not a scrub, even though I know another guy
His
over
shot
there.
looked pretty good this year. Just saying.
That's a dude we'll talk about later. I have him going somewhere that
okay.
would be.
Oh,
decent. So yeah, I think those. Obviously, the hypotheticals are fun, but I feel like they're kind of stuck with Kristaps because of his contract.
Yeah.
The only team I've seen him linked to is the Wizards, which is interesting. I don't know if they can afford him.
Right.
And
you know, it's funny,
but
we were
I think he fits that offense. That would be a perfect offense for him.
I agree, because I actually have that
Be wild.
written down with the Wizards. They need another stretch guy, a stretch big guy.
Yeah, we'll get to them in a bit. But yeah, I think that Dallas is fine. They definitely defense is the key. I'm sick of this. Everybody needs help. It's the end of the thing.
Yeah.
Look at
We
LeBron.
just text about this.
LeBron needed help this year. AD was hurt. They had no chance. AD's out. Not a that roster.
No chance.
They were shooting balls off the side of the backboard, bro.
Right.
Speaking of them, let's get to the Lakers. That's our next team. Free agent wise, they got Schrader, Matthews, Caruso, Morris, Drummond, and McLemore. All are unrestricted free agents. Montrezl Harrell as a player option. There's no chance he's coming back.
None.
I'd be gone if I was him.
I would have left game 4. Like, why is this bum Marc Gasol playing 23 minutes? And then speaking of Marc Gasol, he's an unrestricted free agent at the end of next year,
He's
but
hang him
he's
up.
probably retiring. He's coming back.
He's got to hang him up.
I hope I get another full year of roasting him.
Can they cut him? They can cut him, right?
I'm sure.
There's always
They don't owe him any money if they cut him. Is it a 2-year contract?
Yeah, he's under.
He's pretty
there's
sure
no
he's
option.
guaranteed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's-
Lord.
guaranteed.
I think he's guaranteed. So my thoughts, real quick,
Mozgov?
for next year must have a healthy AD, or it doesn't
That's
matter.
my number 1 too.
Or it doesn't matter. Doesn't like LeBron's there. It doesn't matter. If AD is healthy, they're in the title contention.
Sky's the
again.
limit.
Yeah, they can win the title again next year.
The ceiling is the roof.
LeBron's obviously aged a little bit, but
That's
I
what
think
Jordan said. The ceiling is the roof.
he was battling a little bit of injury, but he doesn't have to be he can't. First of all, he can't be the best player numbers wise. Like, he needs to be the leader, but AD has to be the best player on the court. Then they need shooting and wing, and that's it. And then they're a title contender again.
I absolutely 100% agree.
But the league's getting better. They're not like that much better than everybody else, so it'd be tough. If they win again next year, it'd be insane. No matter who they get.
I don't
Like,
think
you look at Phoenix, Utah.
I think AD
Denver.
and LeBron both have to take rest throughout the season. They can't play a full 82. If next year's all 82 games, they have to play in the 60s and somehow make the playoffs again.
In the West.
Which is
Like, you got
super
Memphis.
hard.
We're going to talk about them. You got Phoenix, Utah.
Memphis is
That's
coming up,
nuts.
but those two guys, I don't know if they can play a full season anymore.
Mr. Glass definitely can't.
Because they talked about, coming off the championship in the bubble and not having that much rest before the next season. Well, they had like a month or two off before the bubble. So, I mean, you kind of got an intermittent, time off. So what are we really talking about here? I don't think those two guys can play a full season at all.
No, I agree.
I think AD has to really reassess what he's doing because I don't think he's ever played over 68 games.
Barkley said it best the other night. He said, what is he doing? He's young still.
Right.
I mean, relatively young.
Yeah, he's young.
What is he doing wrong? Because he's been hurt since Pelicans days. So I don't know what his...
He's played 75 games his entire career twice. More than 68 twice.
Is that all with the
yeah, that's
unibrow?
nuts.
All with the unibrow.
Better grow back.
That's what it is.
He shaved it?
He lost his
He
superhero
went to
name.
yeah. It's not Kentucky.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know what
So
else.
who do
you
they get? Montrez is gone. Do they re-sign Drummond? Because that was awfully weird. They
benched him completely.
Yeah. What are you saving him for next year?
No.
Like, is that what's going on?
I think they signed him to go against the Jazz. I think they were looking ahead of this series, and they were thinking ahead to the finals.
So who are they going to
Conference
And it's
finals.
even
as a center.
stranger too because if AD's in the game, it makes sense to have Drummond not in the game. I'd rather have Harrell in the game chasing down crazy rebounds because he can kind of move out and
You can shoot the 3 too.
crash the boards. Drummond would be coming off the bench to lead that second unit and be a defensive anchor for the second unit. Even though he doesn't play, the pick and roll defense on big men nowadays is crazy though.
If you're Rob Pelinka,
That's
are
what
you
sucks.
considering shopping AD?
No, heck no.
No,
Why?
I
because
wouldn't
that's
shop AD.
no. Yeah,
Why?
who are you gonna get for?
That's
him?
the Lakers franchise
Who-
player.
Yeah, they
so
went all in.
you're shopping LeBron then?
You can't, no.
You're not
Why?
shopping
You're winning
those two.
another title next year.
Yeah, you're not shopping LeBron
How?
or AD.
They're not. I'm hitting the guarantee button.
Barkley, dude,
I'm hitting the guarantee button.
if they get the right
they're
pieces,
not.
what do you mean? You just if
So
they're healthy.
there's so many. There's so many
too many
what
good
ifs.
teams?
there's so many what ifs.
Only
surrounding
one
the
team
Lakers.
wins every year. You know this.
Well, I understand this,
Yeah.
but I'm saying there's too many what ifs surrounding the Lakers. Right
If
now.
they shipped one of those
Aged
guys
and healthy,
then you're
like-
back to remember when Kobe left and they sucked for 10 years?
yeah,
You're back to that immediately,
Yes,
especially
let's
if
do
you
it.
ship AD. What are you going to get back? I mean, you'll get decent pieces back, maybe.
Right.
Not they're at their lowest value right now. AD can't even play in the playoffs.
so you don't think anybody in the league would give
They're-
their left nut for LeBron?
No.
He sells tickets.
Who?
He's polarizing. I'm just saying, like you
like
would.
what? Who's
If somebody were to give me a prize for LeBron, like I mean, I would consider it.
Who
if
would
I'm
you?
Rob Pelinka,
Who would
I
you
would
target?
seriously
Who would you
consider-
target?
I'm not targeting anybody, but I'm putting LeBron on the block, and I'm going to get some feelers out.
Oh,
there.
that's definitely going to work out. You're going to come out publicly and be like, LeBron's on that fool will cry his way to
Absolutely.
Hollywood.
Exactly.
Space Jam
and I would get
3.
a shitload for him.
No.
No.
Like
You don't think so?
You think the Hawks would give you Trae Young?
For LeBron, so LeBron's
Yeah.
not the best player in the league anymore. Is that what you're
No.
saying? Okay,
Portland, yeah,
that's really all. Is trying to-
Hey, what a
Portland
first
will
round
give you
exit
CJ
changes
McCollum.
minds. First round exit changes minds. I love it every
What do
time.
you mean?
Well, the media always. Oh, I think Dallas is going to win Game 7. I think Dallas is going to win.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they always change things. Oh, Lakers had the best offseason ever. They got all these veterans. They got all this talent. And then now it's like, well, LeBron needs this. What's LeBron and AD going to do? They always need something to be
Yeah.
better. It's like, dude, you had the best offseason. Yeah, injuries sucked, but everybody's going through it.
Yeah.
You
At
have
the-
to, if you're so deep, it shouldn't
Yeah,
matter.
the narrative changes
At the very
quickly.
beginning
You're
of
the
the year,
champions. You're the former champions.
I said the Lakers would finish third or fourth. I had the Nuggets finishing 1
Yeah, you did.
because I thought, but then Murray got hurt, so that's when I switched, said Jazz are the team. I had Jazz finishing high, but I thought they would have step back, but yeah, I didn't see a 7 seed because obviously, but
I didn't see LeBron quitting on the team like that.
that's what, because you guys know how I feel about
yeah.
LeBron's
Yeah, that was
game
rough.
overall. And the GOAT conversation, I have the 3 guys, and that's it. Those are my 3, and I would take a different one in different situations. But that ended the game on. I didn't care about the leaving with going to the locker room with 5 minutes left
No.
in game 3. They're
Yeah.
down, whatever. But game 6,
Game-
the elimination
yeah.
game, when Jay Crowder standing at 3 and they're down 10, I think, with
Right.
5 minutes left, or coming out of the game.
Coming out of the game,
That shit, I was like, what? Are
7.5 to go.
you take me out? I'm fighting you.
right.
I'm not coming out.
I
of the
lost
game.
my mind.
Yeah.
I was so upset to see that. And then tonight, I mean, I don't know. LeBron's always been a great passer, but that game he needed to not be a great passer.
Right.
He needed to take over the game and shoot 40, 50 shots and like try and bring, will his team to victory. That's what I wanted to see.
You can't do it anymore, though.
So that, I think, he always starts the game getting people involved.
Right.
He's done that forever.
Yep.
And he tried that, which is fine. And he probably planned on taking the game over a little bit later, save some energy, and then do it. But they fell back by 30.
Yeah.
And then it's like, fuck, my plan, that backfired. So I think you got to give him a little break on that aspect of it, because I think that was his plan, always is his plan. But that roster is terrible. And that once you fall behind by 30, it's like, because he had little spurts. He still had 27.
I don't think that roster
Numbers.
was terrible.
Did you watch?
The roster
Without
wasn't. They
AD?
won the championship last year. We weren't talking
They
about
lost
this.
Danny
That's
Green.
what I'm
They
talking
lost
about.
Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, and replaced him with Marc Gasol.
Okay, but they got Andre Drummond. They still got
For
Kuzma.
nothing.
They still got KCP.
Kuzma
They
took
still
a-
had Caruso. They still had all these guys
what I'm
that were
saying.
there
Danny Green's
last year.
big, though. I don't know.
Is he big? They were just ripping him in the
Right.
in the championship.
Oh yeah, no,
I think
all
he
these
is.
Lakers fans were
Well,
shredding
yeah,
Danny Green.
That's
last
different.
Year.
Oh, we got Schroeder. Yeah, he's our
yeah,
third best
no,
player.
This
Yeah.
is Dave.
No, I agree.
It goes back to what Dave was saying. Like the whole narrative changes now that they're out. No, their
always
roster
does.
It
was
always
bad,
does.
but it was like no, everybody they would have been title favorites had they stay healthy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the roster
go
was
back
it bad?
to our podcast a couple weeks ago. I was shitting on him. Said the roster sucks. I'm still standing by that.
Well,
roster sucks.
I don't.
Stand all
I
over
don't
that
think
piece
they
of shit.
Marc Gasol, you
Okay,
playing
so-
20 minutes a game with Marc. I've been saying this all year.
correct.
Marc
You have
Gasol,
been.
if he plays 20 minutes in a game, you guys are losing
So
the
that's
game.
bad coaching, not a bad roster. It's just bad coaching. Andre Drummond and Montrezl Harrell should have played more minutes than Marc Gasol. So that's coaching.
Yeah.
That's not the roster. The roster was a good roster. They just couldn't stay healthy.
That's fair. All right, so
Nice.
do you have any specific players, though, outside? Like, obviously, I don't know how much they can afford.
Well,
or
whoever's the
something.
best, they're always gonna.
Like,
be
what players can they go get?
Oh, they're
that-
going to go get
DeRozan's
CJ
another-
McCollum. Don't you know this?
Yeah.
That's going to be the talk. Watch.
Yeah.
Well, who are they going to
They're
trade
going to
for?
try and
Kuzma?
trade. Who knows?
He has to be in the
That's-
deal.
maybe you
Kuzma and Montrezl Harrell?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Out of Portland, I take that deal.
Well, Montrez has a player option, right?
He's out. Yeah.
he's not
Yeah, he's
taking that. Gordon Hayward's going to be available.
So they sign and then trade Drummond. So I mean, that's an option.
Drummond's free agent, unrestricted.
Right,
He can
so
walk
you
right
sign
now.
him.
Oh, sign and trade?
Yeah. So you got to keep a couple of these
Because
pieces
I think,
around.
which Portland we'll get to in a minute. I think, is that our next one? Yeah, Portland's our next one. So we'll just segue into that. Portland's another team. They have to. McCollum's
up.
got to go.
Blow it up.
No, I can't. You can't blow it up yet. There's all these rumors of Dame Lillard leaving. He ain't leaving.
No, he's staying.
He's staying,
No,
right?
he's not going.
You agree?
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with that.
I looked
100%.
into it a little further. He's not going.
He's not leaving.
He's just
It's
frustrated.
going to be
He's just
CJ.
Nurkic gone.
So no, Nurkic and Covington are both 2022. They have one more year left.
I hate Nurkic.
I think they keep those three together and blow kind of the rest up. McCollum's out. Melo's a free agent this year. I think he's a decent piece to bring back.
Yeah.
If you can sign it, if he doesn't,
cheap.
if he wants to be cheap and be like, hey, you want to come back, give it Portland, because he loves Portland. He claims he loves Lillard.
Right.
That's a good scoring option off the bench. I would get rid of McCollum. Cantor, you can go. He's
Wow.
he's a free agent. He can't. His defense is. This team is the same as
Yeah.
the Mavericks. Will be the Blazers if they don't fix their defense.
Damn.
They're the same team.
No, you're right.
Covington's
You're exactly
a good defensive piece. Norman Powell has a player option this year.
Derek Jones, right? He's there.
Both those guys have player options. Powell and
They'll opt in.
but coaching, they already fired Stotts.
They started at the top, so
Stotts
Stotts
is
is
out.
gone.
They need a defensive
I
minded.
like Chauncey Billups filling in that position, honestly. Point guard.
Jason Kidd's out, right? They
Yeah,
said
Jason
he's not
Kidd's out.
taking
I like
that.
Chauncey.
Yeah,
I like Chauncey a lot, just because of that point guard mentality.
he's been to a
can-
title game.
yeah.
Like I feel
Lillard
like he
will
would know.
respect that. I
Yeah.
feel like so.
What guys? So I think Nurkic is a decent piece.
Becky
he kind of got
Becky
exposed.
Ham-
He
Becky
got
Hammond.
Becky Hammond. We can get to her if you want. I think
No.
Celtics are coming up later. Nurkic got exposed, but he also
Sure.
was guarding fucking the MVP of the league.
Right.
No one can guard him.
Didn't he get
I
traded
don't-
for him?
He was on the same team.
Oh.
They were together, and they chose Jokic over
right,
Nurkic.
right.
But so everybody's saying he got
Smart move.
he got exposed. I don't know about that. He's still a decent center.
I think everybody gets exposed.
Yeah, that's my
against
point.
Jokic. Yeah.
Who doesn't get exposed against Jokic?
Nah, I'm not going to argue that.
So like, because the man can go out and shoot threes. He just won the league MVP.
He's a great ball player.
So like to be exposed, that's like saying, oh, he got exposed against Kobe Bryant, or obviously Nurkic ain't Kobe, but
Right.
Maybe
like
like Giannis and Durant comparison.
so yeah,
the two best at their
Like-
positions.
right. The best player at the position at the time, you got exposed because Shaq dunked on you.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Agree to disagree.
Okay. Well, it might be a little off,
Yeah.
but I don't think Dame's
So what do they need? Defense.
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 You're trading McCollum for who?
I don't know.
Bill,
That's where
Who's out there?
you're not going to get defense out of Bill that much, but you get a solid scoring option that you can rely on.
Yeah, I think all these teams. I think a lot of people say defense is overrated, but then you look at the teams left.
If you're
Utah
the-
plays defense.
if
Phoenix
you're the
plays
Knicks-
defense.
Right.
Philly plays defense. It's strange, huh?
If you're the Knicks, I
Knicks play
somehow,
defense. He's gonna- the
but I
Knicks are
could
gonna be-
try and figure out some way to deal for CJ. Like if I'm the Knicks, I'm trying to get
Knicks
CJ.
need a guy. Yeah,
Right.
100%.
They have Alec Burks.
No, stop. You love Burks. You could play for Utah.
You could have Randall, RJ Barrett, and CJ McCollum. I feel like that would be a nice fit.
like quick. You could give up Quickly, which is shitty because Quickly's
Right.
a good piece. Maybe Mitchell Robinson because
Yeah.
of his injury history.
Yep.
Even though I know the Knicks love him, he was averaging 9 and 8 as a big guy, and he's 22. Like he's a good piece. But if you can get that roster, if you have R.J. Barrett, McCollum, Randall,
Right, and
their
somehow
and
fill in the
and that
pieces.
team is a defensive team already.
Yep.
You need a scorer, which we're going to get to. What do the Blazers need? Defense. P.J. Tucker's a guy I like.
There
He's
you
on
go.
Milwaukee. He signed a 1-year deal. He's going to be available. Otto Porter Jr. He's going to be available.
I really like that one.
He went to Orlando. He's an unrestricted free agent. And then Zach LaVine's going to be unrestricted free agent summer of next year. And the Bulls probably they're probably going to have to deal him.
You don't think he'll resign?
No, with the Bulls?
I don't know.
He's been there
Marketing.
long. He
Marketing
probably
was
wants
hurt
to win.
for a large majority of the
It's
year.
possible, but you got to kick the tires on that and be like, hey, is CJ, because if you have CJ McCollum now, at least they get that. Maybe CJ and some picks or something.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't fix your defensive problem, but now you can go out and get a bunch of. So now you have Levine and Lillard, Covington, maybe Powell, stays there. Nurkic, and then you got to go sign guys like Royce O'Neal, like these guys that are just playing defense and hitting threes.
Right.
They're all over those guys are all over the place.
Kelly
Right?
Olynyk.
Olynyk's unrestricted free agent. He doesn't play defense, but
Another
you get my
nice,
deal.
ball in Houston,
another nice fit for the
It's
Knicks.
just peace.
I feel like
Yeah.
the Knicks, have a lot of options.
But yeah, I think the Otto Porter. I like Otto Porter and PJ Tucker to go to. If they got both, imagine them getting both those guys.
Because Otto can score.
Otto can score. He can shoot three, and he's long. He can play a little deep,
And they're veterans.
and they're veteran guys.
Yep.
I like that.
So I think, and hopefully Norman Powell comes back. He has a player option.
He's been balling for him.
He's a little defensive guy, but for some reason the coaching, the team defense, it's same as the Mavericks. Like I said, they got to figure out a way to get stops together. You can't allow 24-4 runs in a game 7 like Dallas did.
Absolutely not.
I think
And expect to win.
and expect to be a championship level team. So I think that's about it. You guys have any?
No.
We're in agreement. Dame doesn't leave Portland.
No, he's
Yeah.
not.
Right.
He's not.
I think one more year and he might be out.
if they offer him LeBron James, though, he's leaving.
Just saying.
Just saying.
No, Portland would he would get murdered in that little city in downtown Portland. Whatever the new city, I forgot what it's
Antifa?
called. Yeah, what was it? Chaz? Dead.
Yeah.
LeBron would be down there.
What's it called, Chaz?
It's called Chaz.
He might run it.
He's the head of LeBron's the head of Chaz.
Hey, he might run it.
Who knows? All right. So last team, this one
He's playing with the
this
Toon
one's
Squad.
gonna be fun. The Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh, I love the Grizzlies.
They're so fun.
I love them.
Unrestricted free agents? Nobody.
Yep, they're all young.
Player options? Nobody. 2022, the only ones they have up that could leave Jonas Valanciunas and Kyle Anderson slow-mo. I mean, those are pieces. Those are their pieces, but they're a little bit older. And the price sign. I mean, they have tons of cap space. Obviously, they're gonna have to pay Ja
Right.
and probably Brooks. That's your guy.
Yeah, I love Dylan Brooks. I love that whole makeup of that roster. They're super young. I just feel, I don't know, I just think they need a couple more years. I really don't have much on what they could do this offseason other than get better. And Jaren Jackson needs to get better. I think he needs to be the number 2 guy and not Dylan Brooks
Agree.
and not Jonas Valanciunas.
Yeah.
Like Valanciunas, I feel like could be a nice number 4 guy. Dylan Brooks, a great number 3 guy as that role player, that 3 and D, that gritty, that grimy, Lance Stevenson type guy. But Jaren Jackson needs to get better, period.
I would say I disagree with a little bit with that because Brooks showed in the Utah series he's kind of that guy. He's obviously not going to be the 2 on like a championship level team though. He has to be the 3.
Right.
So I guess that
solidifies I think
your point.
Jaren Jackson has a little more potential than Brooks.
He missed so many games this year. That's why he was just now getting back. I think he played 10 games.
This is the worst series to get back into, too.
Yeah, so I think next year is big for him in the step, but it's shitty they're in the West. That's all I can say. If they're in the East, they're a top 4 team.
Oh, hands down.
In the West,
easily,
it's like
easily.
I was looking at it and I'm like, this team's really good. Then I started thinking about next year, and it's like, okay, the Lakers are probably going to be in the playoff hunt with LeBron and AD. I think they'll be in the title hunt again, possibly. Then you got Utah, Phoenix, Denver ain't leaving. Dallas is going to be good. Golden State Warriors are going to be back next year, and that's another team.
Hopefully.
It's like they
want to see it.
as long as Clay.
They will be.
NBA wants to see it.
Clay and them will be back. So Memphis is back in the 7, 8, 9 range.
Yeah.
It sucks because that team is fun to watch. They're young.
This play-in sticking around, too, right?
What's up?
Oh, we'll see.
The
who?
the play-in.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I like
think
it.
it's good.
I
do
like
too.
It gives
It
incentives.
ended up. I was bashing it early. I ended up kind of liking it.
It
worked
was
out
good. It
great.
was good last year. It was good this year.
They did it last year. Oh yeah, they did do it.
That
last
was
year.
that was the
bubble.
reason why.
That's right, the bubble.
Yeah, and then LeBron was like, "Oh, I love it," and then his
Upset
team
the
was playing it.
Warriors.
Man, this is terrible. Whoever thought of this needs to be fired. Get out of here, bro.
Yeah, I kind of did end up liking it, so I'm for it.
Oh, Elam ending next?
Elam ending sick. But yeah, I was kind of the same way. I was looking at what they could do. They don't need much right now. Like keep building the way you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. The only danger is that if you don't win now, do the stars like leave? Like does Ja? If you don't, does Ja take off? Like I know you've been through this in Utah.
Yeah.
Like you had Gordon Hayward leave, which is probably a blessing. But
Memphis is very similar to Utah.
Yeah.
Mike Conley was there for his whole career almost, right?
Memphis has been in some playoff
I mean,
series. He stayed for a while.
They were always like this.
Yeah,
right?
with Zach
They're always
Randolph
like
and
get some veterans. They're the second
Barnes.
youngest team in the league. So if
Yeah.
you get like a Spencer Dinwiddie coming in on a
There we
cheap
go.
contract off an injury, That might be some good leadership for Ja.
Yeah, the only thing I put none. Be patient, keep building, maybe a little bit more shooting. A guy like Doug McDermott,
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
put him in the corner, let him hit. He's has his moments because they lacked a little bit of shooting.
I got everybody going.
But you
to the
got
Knicks,
Desmond.
so.
You got Desmond Bain. That he was the number 1 rookie 3-point shooter. He had
That
some
guy's
moments,
a
but
stud. He's a stud. I have his
Desmond
rookie card,
Bain.
by the way.
TCU,
Oh, nice.
Autograph.
TCU, right? Is that what it was?
I don't know, but I have his rookie card.
What's it worth? $40 right now?
Actually, it went up to $97.
Let's go.
Cards. That
go.
thing is crazy.
Let's go.
eBay, baby.
Yeah, the card market is wild right now. But yeah, I don't know what you could do with Memphis. Just
Sweet.
if a guy comes out, but they have cap room right now. Like if a free like
No one wants to
they
go to
could-
Memphis.
Who's going to
and that's what
Memphis?
sucks.
Gordon Hayward?
Who's the number 1 guy right now?
He's already down there.
Conley come back?
No.
He's an
He
unrestricted
loves
free
Utah.
agent.
He loves Utah.
Kyle Lowry doesn't fit.
Too
No.
aggressive.
DeRozan, Otto Porter,
No.
Victor Oladipo.
No.
He's coming off an injury.
No.
Danny Green.
I don't really like any of these guys
right?
for Memphis.
McDermott's the only guy on my list that I was like,
Trey Lyles, maybe?
yeah.
Maybe.
So said Trey Lyles.
You know, McDermott
Jazz
wouldn't
player.
be bad either. He probably
I
gets
think
some run
that would
with
be
those
a
guys.
decent hit. Put him and Grayson Allen together and
Yeah.
like let him just cast threes off the bench. I feel like it's good. If you need threes, put
Grayson
him
Allen.
in. He played well in Utah.
He did.
Against
He
Utah. It was
did.
wild.
Well, he's played their first 2 years.
I like getting
Right.
this new. I love
He's comfortable.
the parody right now. So I love watching these new people like Trae Young. You don't see him on TV often.
Right.
Right.
So
On the
it's
West
like-
Coast.
On the West Coast, you see the Lakers and Clippers, and
Yeah.
then whatever the primetime games are. But watching Trae Young, watching Memphis was fun. We see Utah, I guess, this year. We saw a lot of Utah this year
A lot of Utah this year.
on TNT.
Still getting no respect.
But but anyway, all right, let's go out east.
Oof. This is your segment, Pete.
I'll let you. You've been
No, I mean,
He's been
I feel like
begging for it.
the Knicks. I feel like the Knicks
that's- yeah.
have the funnest offseason to play with.
all right. That's the first team. So I'm
Either
gonna-
them or the Heat, because I think the Heat have
Oh.
like $27 million of cap space.
They got a lot of decisions, though.
They have 5 guys that are guaranteed on their roster to make money next year. 3 of them, what is it? Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo. And then I think it's Precious Oshawa or whatever. And then another dude. But they have $27 million to play with. And that team's there. They were in the championship game last year. So I think they keep Kendrick Nunn.
So we're doing Heat first.
Yeah, let's do
I was
Heat.
gonna let you pick Knicks or Heat. Which one do you want to do?
No, let's do Heat.
Keep going.
No, I mean I think they keep Kendrick Nunn. But I mean, who do they
So you
go out
have-
and sign?
Unrestricted free agent. You got Trevor Ariza's gone.
Yeah.
Bielika, which they just brought in. Then restricted free agents. You got Duncan Robinson, Kendrick Nunn.
Re-sign Duncan.
Club options. You have Goran Dragic, Andre Iguodala. I'm assuming he's going to retire
Yeah.
or
Might
if
be
he
a
does-
Haslam role.
coach.
It might be.
Haslam and Iguodala are 2 of the 4 NBA players that are older than me.
Those guys are
Fun
fun
fact.
to have
Wow.
on the team, though. When they get in the game, I love it.
Yeah, so I mean they're fun to keep around. If they
So
can give you 11,
who's the
12
big time free agent?
player option? None. They don't really have. Available.
Mm-hmm.
Gordon Hayward, does he finally go?
So and then next year Butler as a player option and Hero and Achua are on club options next year.
Oh,
so you
that's
got to
friendly.
kind of make decisions on those guys. Like Butler, is it time? I feel like this is the year.
Heat culture, they're going to do it.
So,
They're going to do something
this
big
year,
this
right?
offseason.
So my thought, Kyle Lowry,
Ooh, him and Jimmy?
veteran leadership. They
Yeah.
want to win now. He can score point guard position. You let either Dragic walk. I know he's a big.
No,
because
because you have Kendrick Newton, they're the same player.
yeah.
Same
So,
player.
Yeah, so you almost have to. Dragic is a fan favorite. It's tough to let those guys walk, but I agree. I think Nunn's a better future.
And he's younger.
He's a better future.
Yeah.
Bringing Lowry, let him start Nunn off the bench. But so Kyle Lowry was my guy that was like Miami fits well with Butler. He knows how to get buckets. Little fat bottom Lowry. You got Conley,
Fat bottom.
DeRozan, Otto Porter, Oladipo, Green, McDermott. A guy that's been mentioned is Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, I know. I saw
If the
that
Clippers
one.
go out, like
To Miami?
yeah, what do you mean? He's in LA.
I know, but I don't.
Did
I
you
don't
see
think Jimmy.
Kawhi out there on the South Beach just
I don't think Jimmy
laughing?
would get along with him.
with Kawhi?
Yeah,
You don't think who would?
I don't think. I don't know.
Jimmy Butler get
do
along
you
with
mean?
Kawhi Leonard.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Why? Because he's quiet.
Yeah.
You remember Kawhi picked where he wanted to go. He picked
Yeah.
who he wanted.
Right.
Jimmy Butler's tough to deal with. I feel like Lowry and Jimmy Butler fit perfect together.
Yeah.
To me,
I can agree
I
with
can
that.
I can look. That's what I was looking. I
both
was
physical.
envisioning it, and I was like, "This is
They're
Kyle
probably
Lowry's
best friends.
Lowry's going to Miami.
Yeah.
I feel like if Kawhi does decide to leave, that's probably his number one destination, though.
Miami.
Is Miami.
Not New
In
York.
my opinion. No.
I think it might be
No.
New York.
I don't think he wants to go to another city like LA, in my opinion. But I honestly, I don't really see him moving.
If he went to Memphis, he's just listening to
Do they
music.
become title contenders if he goes to Memphis?
Or he stays close,
wild.
or he stays close to LA and goes to the Warriors.
Lakers.
Warriors.
Yo, I've heard rumors about that.
Yeah.
I think Tim Legler was talking about that. Don't be surprised if he pulls a Kevin Durant
Right.
if they lose a second
No,
round.
seriously.
I don't understand the salary cap. I guess
Who do they have?
Steph, Clay,
I
Draymond.
mean, that's kind of big deals right
those
there.
three just there.
What's Draymond? Who knows
They
what he's
they
making.
re-signed him. I thought they paid him.
He's a
They
max
paid him-
player?
No, he's not a max. He's cheap. I wanna say he's
Semi-max.
He's like 20.
It's still a lot. Like they're still paying.
A lot for what he does.
Yeah, I don't know what their cap space is, but I would.
Draymond's super important. Don't disrespect Draymond.
I would say if Kawhi leaves, he's going to either
Miami.
Miami or the Warriors.
Interesting.
That's my
All
take.
right. So yeah, Kyle Lowry, Oladipo. He's already there, but he's unrestricted. He didn't played 2 games there.
If that.
Yeah, that's it. Really, Lowry and DeRozan.
But do you think
But
Lowry's going to want
guy-
to get paid?
There's other guys
No,
that
he wants
no.
to go to win.
He wants to go to win.
Well,
So
I don't
Miami
know. He just won. He probably wants to win another.
He's
he wants
old,
to keep
right?
winning. He's older.
He's
He'll
like
take less
34,
money. He won't. He doesn't need a max contract.
Miami's a good fit.
I think Miami's the best place for him.
Mm.
And then,
I'm
but
arguing that.
that's the only other thing is the guys next year you can kind of look at like Zach LaVine. I don't know. You'd have to trade for him though, so it's tough because you don't have any assets.
Right.
I mean, that they might.
You got to get commitment
The
from him
Tyler
too,
Hero.
right? You got to get commitment from him too, right?
I don't know because Jimmy Butler's. I mean, Miami. It's surprising Miami doesn't get free agents too. It's surprising Dallas doesn't get free agents. To be honest.
What do you mean
State
they got
Texas.
Chris Bosh and LeBron James?
Because of LeBron. No, LeBron went. Yeah, I guess
Because
right.
of Dwayne Wade.
Because of D Wade.
And then they got traded for Shaq. I mean,
Come to Utah.
Miami gets
Kawhi, come to
players.
Utah.
Like Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon.
Zach LaVine would fit in with Utah's offense.
I feel like
That'd be
Aaron
sick.
Gordon's super overrated.
Overrated.
I do.
Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I feel like he's such a good piece. He's not.
I
the
He's a
like
good,
star.
right. He's a good piece,
a
but
good piece.
like
So
in
he-
Orlando,
number
I
3?
felt like he was way too hyped up, and then when he
Yeah,
went to
'cause
the
of the dunk
Nuggets, now
contest.
he's kind of in
Where he
his
needs to be?
element. Yeah, he's in his element.
Yeah.
So I think he was overrated for a little bit.
in Orlando because he was the go-to
he
guy.
was hyped up
Right.
there.
That's like Jeremy Grant right now. Super overrated.
Yeah,
He's doing his
averaging
thing
like
though.
20.
He's doing his thing.
he's,
Hey,
balling.
he's doing his thing.
He's balling.
He's getting paid and balling,
Yeah, he got
and he
the
dunks on,
opportunity. He's doing
NBA 2K21. He dunks on everybody. I'll tell you that right now. I was shitting on people the other day with him. It was wild.
Why you got drafted to the Pistons?
No, I just started a season with the Pistons. I'm gonna try to rebuild the Pistons, and so I have to play with Jeremy Grant. But I'm
Is he your number one option?
Yeah,
like he's scoring.
He's averaging like 32.
Wow.
He's the only guy that can score. I have to go to him.
What's your record?
3 and 4 or something.
Oh,
Sounds like you suck at the game.
Well, I'm playing a Hall of Fame. I'll put you on there right now. I guarantee you don't win a game with the Pistons. It's harder than you think on Hall of Fame level. Get out of here with that nonsense. All right, so the Heat. I got Lowry. I don't know.
we got.
I don't know what happened.
We got to find Pat's gamer tag. Go ahead and shout that out right now.
Say SIOL Sports. Say it out loud, Sports.
But it is.
Perfect.
On Xbox.
So if you think you can beat Pat with the Pistons,
Yeah,
DM him.
yeah.
He's going to be the Nets. Pat's going to be the Nets.
My online record is good. I smoke fools.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, this should be
All
good.
right. Thoughts. Miami. Oh, I'm reading thoughts. No, Miami. Yeah. I do you think Miami's broken or what happened?
no.
The bubble. Everybody's blaming the bubble.
The bubble.
The bubble happened.
The
The
no
bubble
fans.
happened.
Tyler
The
Hero
whole entire
ball.
league was saying that. They were saying dudes are just balling. Like Tyler Hero, good player, but he was balling out of his mind. TJ Warren, another
TJ
guy,
Warren, exactly.
balling out of his mind. Like there were so many guys that are not.
You mean 40
As
burger
good.
TJ Warren isn't good? He's a free agent next. I think he's a free agent next year. But he was hurt all year. This year, the people forgot about him, but he was.
Right.
All those guys that killed in the bubble all got hurt. They all got hurt.
Donovan
Unless your
Mitchell,
name- Unless your
was
name's
hurt.
Devin Booker.
Murray was hurt.
Devin Booker.
All those guys.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Tyler Hero, Jack Harlow switched bodies this year.
Jack Harlow.
They traded jumpers this
What's
year.
possible?
Yeah, right?
Guess what, Tyler Hero? You ain't starting.
I think they'll be fine next year, maybe.
I think
Bam.
so.
Yeah, that's strange.
I think
All right.
they're only exciting because of the cap space, and they still got Pat Riley.
All right, let's get to the Knicks. Derrick Rose, Alec Burks, Noel, Elfrid Payton, Bullock, and then a club option on Mitchell Robinson. No player options, and then Randall next year is a free agent. He has to get paid, right?
Trade him.
He's getting paid.
Trade him?
Trade him.
No. Knicks are in win mode right now.
Trade him.
Yes.
No.
They made the number 4 seed. No, I mean
No.
if you're the GM, you're not trying to win. You made the number 4 seed this year. You're trying to get better, right?
Well, you're trying to get better, but you're not in win. Like the Nets are in. We've seen
the
what the
Nets are in
done.
win mode because
Durant.
they need this cheesy. Let me just play with another guy.
You're in win mode now. You mean you have the cap space to go out and get a
Go
guy.
do it now.
Yeah, go. I get that, but I'm not saying they're.
Who are you going to wait for?
You have to pay Randall.
Correct.
Arts just left, but he said trade Randall, which I almost threw.
Yeah,
Like
I know.
you can't trade him. I get like he played bad in the playoffs, but it's a learning experience. He's still young. You got to pay him.
Elfrid Payton's gone, right?
Yeah, he has to be right.
I would
He's
think
gone.
so.
He's gone. So Peyton's gone.
Dodge Gibson gone.
He's
Nerlens
still
Noel.
under contract. Gibson, Noel.
Gone.
I don't know. Do you know he's second in the league in blocks this year behind Rudy
Think they
Gobert?
keep him?
As he's he's a backup though to me. Mitchell Robinson is good, but he has injury history, so it's risky. So he's kind of a name being floated around as a trade option.
They need
But I don't know what-
Kelly Olynyk.
But I think that CJ McCollum take is not bad. Did you see Kelly Oubre? Kelly Oubre is like the rumored guy going there. I have a bunch of
Oubre?
Knicks fans, and they're like freaking out. They're like, please don't.
Or hey, here's another. How about Serge Ibaka? Is he a free agent?
Yeah.
But no,
He
what
is.
they get?
I mean,
they have the
another.
money.
See, so they need a guy like that. I think Serge Ibaka, Kelly Olynyk type guy that can stretch the floor. Because Julius Randle just pounds the paint down low. He can shoot threes now.
Yeah, now.
But his go-to game is being physical, using his body, and getting points in the paint.
Yeah.
So if you have a guy that's a number 5 guy like Olynyk or Serge Ibaka that can pull the number 5 defender out, I think that team gets so much better. Because you have Mitchell Robinson who can't shoot to save his life. He's just clogging the paint. Taj Gibson
shoot from
really
deep.
can't shoot. Like their centers, I think right now are where they're struggling. They need somebody who can stretch the floor. Another number 4 guy, number 5 guy that can stretch it.
Yeah, because Mitchell he broke the record for field goal percentage in the season, but it was all dunks.
Yeah,
Did you know that?
I did not.
2 years ago.
Really?
73% from the field or something like
Hmm.
that. Yeah. he's the
just
number
straight
one.
dunks?
Yeah, is all dunks.
What's his 2K21
and he's only,
rating?
He's only
99
like
dunk?
22.
He's like 79.
It's just like lobs and stuff. But he's a good, but that makes a good point, though, because Randall,
So Doug McDermott, for sure, got to go
they
after
need,
him.
they need some more shooting. But they got to maintain that mindset of defense first. But
Yeah.
I think that CJ McCollum one is that would be a good fit.
Yeah, you need more points. You can play all the defense in the world, but you still got to score.
You got to have a guy. You got to have the guy.
And
that
I
can
don't
be a
know
bucket.
if Randall-
What's your take on? So you said trade him. I got to hear this.
I don't know if
Who you
Randall's the
trading
guy,
for?
though.
That's what
Randall's
I'm saying.
good.
He's good. He could be that guy.
He's never been that guy, though.
Well,
He
like
reminds me of Jeremy
25.
Grant. That's exactly who I compare him to.
I guess that's fair. Like how you
yes,
go to a team and now you're the guy.
that's- Like he's always been athletic. He's always been decent. He can only go left. Can't go right. Like he's been.
He go right. He goes right and
In
hits
the,
those
did you
little
watch the
step back.
playoff game?
Yeah, he
Did you
goes
watch
right. He had a bad series. I get that. We were talking about this earlier. The playoffs are a completely different animal, and now
Okay,
you see.
that's when it matters.
But you can learn from that because he's 25 or 26. He's still young. Julius Randle's still young.
Okay,
So you can learn from that.
ship him off.
Be predator for what?
Ship
What are
him
you
off.
gonna?
What are you going to trade for him?
This is where you go
LeBron
back.
James?
What, let me,
LeBron James.
what is happening right now?
No,
Who give me a guy that you would.
realistically, like a
If
realistic
you're a
trade,
GM,
if
like
I'm
say you're a GM and you're like, I want Julius Randle. What am I willing to give up for him? Like if you're
if I want Julius Randle, I'd be like, Portland's obviously struggling.
okay, who would?
Give me Nurkic and give me McCollum.
For Julius Randle?
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to keep Julius Randle and trade for McCollum.
No, I'm trying to get both of them to fit that team. Because you already have Mitchell Robinson.
I want
already
you
have
to be
Mitchell.
hired.
That
I
is
want
the
you to be
craziest
hired
take.
right now. No, think of
I think so.
Watch how that would play
So
out.
then you would have Dame. This is actually fun. So you'd have Dame
If you're
and
Portland, but
Randle.
how does that work out if you're the Knicks?
Now you have Nurkic, McCollum, Obi Toppin can play more.
No, because you're going to be a free agent
yeah.
destination. You're going to be a free agent destination. Now they're going to see these pieces there.
No, you're still a free agent destination being New York basketball with Julius Randle.
I know, but look how
I don't know
deep
if
they
that
would be. And you get rid of a. I think it's a bad contract for them.
If you sign Randall,
I don't.
if you give him the max,
yeah, I just don't see
You
Julius
just
Randle
said,
being a
look at
max
these
player.
young Lakers balling.
I don't see him being a max player though. They're all role players. They're not like superstars.
They were in the number 4 seed in the East.
Accidentally,
no, I think
it was a shortened season.
Accident.
I think they got to.
Atlanta Hawks have the same record as them. They just
I
beat the
almost agree.
tiebreaker.
I almost agree. I don't think you can pay him max money.
He's going to want max.
Like $30 million a year max.
Whatever. No, he wants like whatever the max.
37, I think.
I have no idea the
I think it's
numbers.
like
Yeah,
37.
I'm not
I'm
paying him
just saying.
that.
He wants
I'm not
max.
paying him
He
that.
just won
That's what he
most
wants.
improved player in the league.
That's
He
what
wants
he
max
wants.
money. I don't know if I could do
Unless
that.
he continues to improve.
Unless
I mean,
what,
I
in the
need to
regular
know how
season?
old he is first.
He's like 26, 27.
If he's 25, then sure, I'm giving him that money.
really?
Yes. You don't think so? If he's 25 years old.
Man,
You-
if
he's
Jenny
got
Buss
what-
didn't think so, I don't think so.
No, Magic Johnson didn't think so. That was the problem with the Lakers.
Well,
They went for one ring only. That's all they're going to get. I don't see.
they don't.
Yeah, I don't-
Lord of the Rings sounds like. Write a book about it.
He's 26.
So you're giving the max to him. You're going to build your franchise around Julius Randle.
No, they're still going to have money. Who do they have? They have Obi Toppin and
RJ Barrett's not.
RJ Barrett.
You like RJ Barrett?
I think
love
he's going to
RJ
be.
Barrett.
I
Really?
think he's going to be good.
He's
What
only
is he, 20?
He's 20.
I know, but I watched him at Duke, dude.
He's 20. Bro, this fool, and he plays net his defense.
No, I think you have two
He
good.
needs to develop his right hand.
Yeah, he's 20 years old, bro.
This is stuff you learn in 5th grade.
No, he's 20.
So James
I get what you're saying with Randall. I just 100% disagree with Randall. I think RJ Barrett is a future lockdown defender.
Lockdown
He's
defender?
long, lengthy.
Dude, he's.
Can you get the button? Get the button, guarantee it? I want to hear
I'll
it.
guarantee that.
I want to guarantee
I guarantee.
agree.
I guarantee that kid's an all-star in the next 5 years.
Same. I agree.
100%.
I'm
He's
on
going to
board
be.
with
He's
I kind of
going
want
to
to
be very
bet
good.
that. I kind of
Okay.
want to
Well,
bet
yeah.
side bet that.
But I agree with the Randall take. I don't know if you can pay him max money off this one season. He's a good number 2 guy. I don't know if he's the guy.
he has one more year to prove
If he
it.
does it one next
Yeah.
year, maybe.
But that's the risk you run. But then you're saying trade him, so you don't run that risk and be like, let them deal with him.
Hold on. So he averaged 24 points, 12 boards a game.
Yeah.
Look at what Dame Lillard averaged, 26 points a game. Like his career, and he's a max player. Like, why are we shorting Julius Randle here? Like, I don't
get what you're
understand.
Why? Because Dame's done it since he walked into the gym.
So you don't give guys a chance to improve? Like, he's
Jeremy
getting
Grant,
better.
So Jeremy Grant, you give him max contract too.
No.
Why not?
Because they haven't made the playoffs. You got to make the playoffs.
Oh,
you
so-
got to be on.
so
you
you
got to be
count
the.
this-
So hold on. Julius Randle was finally the number 1 guy, and they made the playoffs.
Is that because of coaching or is that because of Julius Randle?
Doesn't matter. You got the coach. He's going to be there. He's not going anywhere.
Tibbs ain't leaving.
So what about Detroit? If they get a good coach, then Jeremy Grant's the guy.
If he's balling and they make the playoffs, sure.
Bring
I don't
Van
know.
Gundy back.
That's a little weird.
Well, I mean,
Because if you switch those two, I feel like Grant.
They're the same player. I think,
Jeremy
in my
Grant
mind.
and Julius.
Well, no, but look at the Pistons roster. He can't make that's
no,
impossible.
You're not making the playoffs.
So it's tough. I think they're both like the second level guys. I think the Knicks still kind of have to show some loyalty and pay him.
I
Almost.
feel like you
maybe
still don't know that
Maybe you
with
pay him for
Julius Randle.
pay him for 3 years. Give him a 3-year max.
I think he's still getting better. I think Julius is still getting better.
There you go.
It's possible. I can't argue that.
Pay Julius. Give him a 3-year max deal instead of like a 5-year max. That way you can attract
I will
another
agree
star.
to that. I will agree to that. I think he's worth a 3-year max deal.
3-year max deal. Then you can attract another guy. Maybe
Right.
I'll agree to
Maybe
that.
like Zach LaVine.
He's not bad.
There you go.
Get him. Give up quickly. I mean, if Lillard's available, I'm giving up everything.
Yeah, sell the
but
farm.
Barrett and Randall.
2 pieces.
If I can keep Barrett and Randall, you can have the rest of my team, and I want Lillard.
Good foundation.
Right.
You can have Mitchell Robinson. You can have Obi Toppin. You can have everybody. I just keep Randall and Barrett, add Lillard, and then I'll figure out the guys around him.
Exactly.
And then that's it.
Yep.
If it's available. That might be the only guy I'm selling the farm, though. I'm not doing it for Kawhi.
Really?
No.
Why? Because he might leave?
Yeah, because he's just so
You don't know what's going on with him.
I don't know.
You never know.
So fuck it. That fool, I guarantee, he's a nasty poker player. Fool just sits
100%.
there.
He doesn't play his own hands. His uncle does.
Boy, his hand,
I got him.
That's weird. All right, Knicks will be fun. Dame, Chris Paul. Chris Paul probably might. Could he leave? Is he how many years?
I
ago?
wouldn't
don't-
leave Phoenix. I wouldn't
don't
leave
know.
Phoenix if I was Chris Paul.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're so young. Well, the Knicks are young too,
They're
but
so young and they're good.
But imagine
No, he
playing-
can stick around and be the
Ima-
fountain of youth.
imagine
with
playing.
that team.
Imagine so at the Knicks same way though. Imagine playing at
he-
Madison Square Garden. You know what I mean? Like as you get older, obviously I don't play in the NBA, but
Right.
you think about that. You're like, can I play my final year?
But
at
if they
Madison Square?
win this series, you're not thinking that. If the Suns win this series,
When
and
they
you're
win.
Chris Paul,
Yeah.
okay, hypothetically, say the Suns win the title, just
Max contract.
then what? What do you do if you're Chris Paul? Stay in
Stay?
Phoenix?
Yeah.
I go to New York.
to make that
Win a
franchise
title.
win.
Win a title in New York.
Then now he's jumps up top
What?
3 point guards of all time.
This fool's fucking shaking right now. He's,
I'm not shaking.
he's like a fucking he's a Chris Paul overload right now. All right,
Oh man,
that was fun. All right, Washington
he
Wizards.
could make me eat my words. I've been hating on him his whole career.
All right, Washington Wizards unrestricted free agents: Robin Lopez, Ish Smith,
I like it.
Raul Neto. Sorry,
Raul.
Alex Len. No player options. Next year is the big year. 2022. Thomas Bryant's unrestricted free agent. Russ and Beal have player options. Ryu, Gafford, and Denny have club options.
Oh, Rui's already up, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
They have all sorts of problems. The Wizards. They don't have a legit center to start off with.
Thomas Bryant is good.
Okay, but
Play
Sure,
Indiana.
Yeah.
another
He was hurt
ex-Laker.
that was in the
Yep, same thing. Another
He-
ex-Laker.
he was-
Isaac Bonga. Another
Don't
ex.
he's not balling. But no, Thomas Bryant's actually pretty good. So that when he went down, that was a big blow to them.
Yeah.
But
They need depth.
they need they need I keep saying defense, but I agree, I think they need. We talked about Kristaps earlier. Obviously, a disappointing year. Brian will be back next year. But if they don't do anything next year, then what happens? Or no, let's just. What do they need? Go ahead.
Go for it.
I mean, I don't know where to start.
Porzingis.
I mean,
That's their only
Yeah,
answer.
Porzingis.
they have a
But
lot
I
of
don't.
holes.
Do you think the Mavs give him up?
No.
If they're
They're gonna
I
hang
do.
on to him.
They're not
I think
going to
they
give
can.
him. They're not going to give him up.
If I'm the GM of the
It's gotta be
Mavs,
right.
I think he's a player that I'm looking to trade.
It's got to be right.
Trying to.
It's gotta
I
be
don't
right.
know if
It's a
these
big
guys
contract.
have what
That
they-
would be perfect though. With
Gafford?
Westbrook,
Ooh.
Beal.
Gafford, Denny Avdija fits with the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
Shooting.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Foreign.
and Gafford is a good young center that can.
Right.
So Gafford, Denny, Ish Smith, and some picks. I don't know. That's
I
the
would
best
do
you
that
could
all
offer.
If you're
day.
the Mavericks, you would love to do
I
that.
would.
If I'm Wizards, I'm
Accept.
doing that immediately because then you have I don't know the cap situation obviously, but then you have Westbrook, Beal, Ryu, Porzingis, and Bryant.
Right.
It's the best you can hope for in the Wizards.
No,
What?
those three bigs.
Ryu's not a big.
He's a power forward.
He's
can-
like
he showed he can
he's like
shoot some
6'9". That's kind of a big.
Yeah, but Porzingis can play the 4.
You can't put the Ryu at 3.
Yeah, sure. Why
You're
not?
gonna put.
He'll probably get eaten
No,
up.
Rui would be like the 4, and then Porzingis would be the 3.
Is that their deal? Is that why they can't play defense? Ryu's playing. He's playing the 4. He could shoot a little bit.
He can
I guess,
shoot.
or bring him off the bench. I don't know.
But he's always hurt
Yeah.
too, though.
But I'm taking Porzingis. If I can get Porzingis in Washington without giving up those guys, I'm doing it.
Yeah,
No,
just
those guys
have,
for sure.
Have Thomas Bryant coming off.
They're
the bench.
committed to trying to only win with offense. When you have Westbrook
Yeah.
and Beal, just
Scoring 140 points a game ain't
Now-
going to work in the playoffs.
so I mean,
unless your name's the
now
Utah
you
Jazz.
throw out the defense. That team has to throw out defense because you have Westbrook and Beal. Westbrook's running 100 miles an hour. You're going to give up 130 a game or whatever they.
Well, I think
Whatever
we've
it is.
seen it in the playoffs. You can't have two. You can't have a great backcourt and win a championship. You have to have that forward, that wing, that creates the mismatches distributed from the guards, like i.e. the Nets.
Durant.
The
right?
Nets.
Yeah,
Like
the Nets
7
are a
foot,
one-off.
7 foot.
The Warriors did it
Goat.
before Durant.
Yeah, but
You
those
also
two,
had
those two
Draymond
guys
Green.
are a different breed.
But you also had Draymond Green.
Those are the two of the top 5 greatest shooters
Yeah,
of all time.
it's kinda hard to-
It's just that's
Yeah.
a tough comparison. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
talking about like Conley and Mitchell, but you also have Gobert to hold down the paint.
Right.
Like
Right.
they have some.
They need a
Leverage.
legit big guy. So that's why I still say Porzingis is a good fit for him.
That's why I was high on the Heat. Thought they had it. I thought
All
they
right.
had the pieces.
Yeah, there's not much to talk about Washington. They have their 2 guys. They got to get pieces that can.
They need pieces to
Is
keep those guys
Bertans
there.
Bertans still there? Is
Yeah, he
on?
got
Davis.
hurt towards the end. He's still there. They have Bertans. They have. I like Ish Smith. I feel like that's a
Ish
perfect.
Smith was
he's
good.
a perfect backup, like off the bench guard.
Right.
He might be fast. I don't know if he's faster than Westbrook, but he might be close.
Dude, he's so fast. I didn't realize how fast he was.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Last team, Boston Celtics. This one, I don't
blow it
so,
up.
Unrestricted free agent, Evan Fournier, no player options. Next year, Smart, Thompson are free agents. Kemba's got a player option. Then you got all those young guys, Naismith, Langford, Grant Williams, Edwards, Pritchard, all club
I
options.
like all those guys.
They have to only build, I mentioned it earlier, Tatum and Brown. Take those two guys.
Yep.
I hate to say it, deal Smart.
Yeah.
Deal Kemba.
Kemba's got to go. I love
Yes.
Kemba, but they have to get the right pieces around those two guys now because Jaylen Brown's a monster. Tatum's a future. I think he's on the trajectory of an MVP type guy.
But I still feel like they struggle offensively going between Jaylen Brown and Tatum. Like we all know, we figured it out who the guy is in the last 2 minutes. But like the entire game, I feel like those two guys are battling over the basketball.
Okay.
I don't think they've figured out how to play together great.
Lonzo Ball.
Oh, this is where he comes in.
Lonzo Ball. Distributor. He's going to go run
And
up
he's in a bad spot
the stagnant
with the
offense.
Pelicans.
So the Celtics' problem is stagnant offense. Right? Tatum hands the ball, everybody stares and watches, or Jaylen Brown hands the ball. Lonzo Ball solves both those problems. He's going to distribute it.
1,000% agree with that take.
So Lonzo Ball distributes. They run and gun.
Interesting.
He's a good defender.
Yep.
It's not a Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker needs the ball to score too. He comes off picks. He's looking to shoot. Lonzo Ball comes off picks. He's looking to distribute. You got Jaylen Brown and Tatum to distribute to.
Yep.
Maybe go get a Miles Turner to pair with, or like just a big guy that can catch lobs. It's a wrap. Boston's back immediately.
I love that take.
Becky Hammond's their coach. And then
That's a terrible take, but I'm on board until then.
So I think Lonzo's the number one guy they need to go get because he's a restricted free agent. I think they gotta match the offer or give up like picks to do it. But I think Pelicans are kind of like, go ahead at this point. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. It's super weird. They had Lonzo Ball playing shooting guard this year.
Yeah, I don't get it. But Lonzo Ball there, another guy, Miles Turner, or the other option I was going through all this, Karl Anthony Towns if he's available. I don't know what they'd have to give up. But if you can get Lonzo Ball and then package together Kemba and Smart or something and go get another big guy.
Go get a big guy.
So you can get Lonzo.
I think Cat would fit in that offense great.
But then you're kind of stuck. I guess you can get like
There's your three-headed monster right there.
the big three.
That'd be like the Denver Nuggets.
Just
in my eyes.
start Peyton Pritchard.
Yeah, he played well.
I mean, he would be a starter with that team.
Defense.
That
They wouldn't have anybody else.
Robert Williams is actually really good.
Time
too.
Lord?
Is that his name?
Yeah.
He's really good. So he'd be a good 4. Tatum, Brown, Lonzo, Tatum, Brown, Williams. Go get Anthony Towns. East is in trouble.
Boom.
I mean,
They need
Durant.
Lonzo Ball.
I
That's
think
the
Lonzo,
answer.
I
They
think
need
Lonzo
Lonzo
Ball
Ball.
is the best fit for that, for the stagnant
Yeah.
thing.
And my mind is blown right now.
And Danny Ainge is gone.
I couldn't think of a better fit for that guy.
Yeah.
His career is now back.
Now you have those two weapons.
Yeah.
That's scary. Dude, we should be GMs. We should actually do these things, like these hypotheticals on 2K and see what works.
2K is not indicative of real life.
It's real life.
I mean, it was
It's
when we
close.
did
Super
when we did
close.
the thing. Westbrook shot my team out of the game.
You're losing with the Pistons, so it's pretty accurate.
I'm 3-4 though. That's better than the Pistons.
Well.
All right. So yeah, I think Boston is going to be fine. Tatum is the future. I think he wins MVP in the next 3-4 years. The fool's a monster.
I don't know about 3 or
If they
4
get
years.
those pieces, if they're winning, he's in the MVP conversation
For sure. No arguing.
They need a big guy, though. So that's why when you said Miles Turner, he's perfect.
If they
again.
can get Lonzo and Miles Turner,
Right. But I think Miles Turner signed some crazy contract in Indiana. Didn't
yeah,
he?
I don't know what he's not available like unrestricted
Right.
or
So they'd have to give up
I don't see
something.
him leaving either.
Yeah, but that's why they have. That's what I'm saying. Smart and Kemba got to be trade pieces around something. I don't know. Smart will be very. I think Smart is valuable. You can get something back for Smart for sure. Because
If I'm Sabonis, I'm asking my way out of Indiana and going to the Celtics.
Oh, Sabonis.
That'd be wild.
I'm asking my
and
way out
Karis LeVert?
right now. If Lonzo Ball gets dealt, I'm going. If I'm Sabonis, I'm out. Trade me to the Celtics.
Pacers are a little. I feel like they've got a decent roster. They were really banged up this year.
Karis LeVert was
T.J.
out.
Warren was hurt. Karis LeVert was hurt. Sabonis even was kind of hurt.
Yeah.
Turner was hurt. The whole team was hurt, and they got Brogdon still.
Dude,
That'll be a good team next year.
that's
Watch.
a sleeper team.
So
next
do you
year.
give Sabonis a max contract, David?
I do. That guy's a triple-double machine.
Oh man.
Are
So
you serious?
he's better than Julius Randle?
Yes.
Okay.
You want to go to the
Yeah, I
stats?
would
No.
probably-
Do you want to go to the stats? Go to the
Yeah,
stats.
go
to the
them.
stats.
They're about the same.
Points, rebounds, assists.
They're about the same.
Julius Randle's not getting that many assists.
I'm just saying, look them up. Look them up, man.
No, I called him up.
Sabonis was on my All NBA third team.
Yeah, that guy's a stud.
Nobody even
I'm just
mentioned
saying,
him.
look it up. Look it up. They're about
right.
the same.
All right, round 2 of the playoffs. Let's touch on this real quick before we get out of here.
Oh, let's do it.
Brooklyn. First of all, what's the biggest surprise so far in the playoffs?
Clippers
biggest
barely
shocker.
beating
The
the
Clippers
Mavericks.
barely beating the Mavericks.
Yes.
That was the biggest one.
Yeah.
To me. And Pete, obviously.
Yeah.
They had
I thought
nobody.
If you're
I thought
down 0-2,
I had
lose your first two games at home.
You mean after the 2-0 deficit?
Yeah.
Okay.
To come back and win, that's amazing. It's amazing. Period. And nobody saw that coming. Did you see that coming?
Well, I mean,
Did you?
no. Before the series, I said Clippers.
Right, everybody
I thought
said
they'd
the
beat them
Clippers.
easy. Clippers in 5 is what's mine.
Right.
now they're
And it went
battle
all
tested.
7. It went all 7. Pandemic P's showing up again.
Oh, you went the other way. I was going the opposite way,
The Clippers.
where I was
needing
impressed
7?
by the Mavericks.
taking it to 7.
Yeah. That's what I
No,
was.
I'm impressed them coming back.
Oh,
Oh, I don't care about that. They should have. It should never
'Cause-
been that deficit. It's one guy
True.
versus 5 or 7. Honestly, if you look at
I mean, I guess that was the first time in NBA history it was 6 straight road teams won.
right,
It's crazy.
I thought it was crazy that the Bucks. Well, if we're talking right currently, that's how bad
sweeping?
the Bucks are. The Bucks swept the Heat easily.
Yeah.
and I was like, "What?"
that's
the-
pretty crazy
Doing
too.
like 40, 30, 20 every game. But now it's. We'll get into the
Weird when you're
most
not playing in
surprising.
the bubble.
Most surprising right now is Brooklyn waxing Milwaukee with
That's
no
not-
James Harden. With no James Harden,
It's not
they were up by
surprising.
50.
It's not surprising though.
What?
Yeah.
Them waxing, no, but 50 is a lot. But them waxing them is not surprising.
In the NBA, in the playoffs,
What?
that's surprising. Without Harden.
If they had Harden, I'd be like, damn, I guess we were wrong about Milwaukee.
Yeah.
But down by, you're getting destroyed.
Their team is so
In the
stacked.
playoffs?
Their team
They-
is stacked.
But they went out and got Tucker, Portis, and all these guys, and they're just getting destroyed. I would be okay if
They geared up. They geared up
they
for
get
the
up
Nets.
for the Nets.
They
And
went too big, and they
no, just the wax, the fact that they lost by that.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If
Yeah,
they
yeah.
lost 2 close games, I'd be like, it's not that shocking.
yeah.
When I turned the game on, they were down 30 already. I was like, what is going on?
Well, I got a quick question.
What?
Giannis was the MVP last year.
Last 2 years.
2
And-
years.
Well, he was the Defensive Player of the Year last year as well.
I thought Gobert won it.
No, I think Giannis stole it. I think Giannis stole it last year because Gobert's only won it twice.
I don't know.
Either way.
Either
He's
way,
a
which
good
one?
defensive player.
Either way, what Durant did to him last
he's
night,
crazy.
and
Hold on.
his
Coming off a torn Achilles.
the interview afterwards, well, Giannis says he's supposed to do that.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, Giannis said, "Well, that's what he does. He's one of the best offensive players. He's supposed to do that." Well, you're a Defensive Player of the Year. You're an MVP.
I
You're
didn't see
supposed
that.
to lock
That's
that
not
down.
good.
Did you see what was it Jay Williams was talking about Kevin Durant? He ran
Kevin
into him
Durant
at a
called him out.
party.
He said he's
He
lying.
said, "Do not ever compare me to Giannis, ever." And then now James Harden took shots at Giannis too last year and said, "Must be nice to be 7 foot and just be able to run and dunk. That takes no skill at all."
Well, timeout.
Didn't Westbrook
Kevin Durant
say
called out Jay Williams and said that was a lie.
Did he?
He never
Yeah.
talked to Jay.
Kevin Durant
Oh,
seems to
Kevin
be-
Durant's all over the place.
He's always
just like he didn't take a second girl to Lana
Rose
Rhodes.
State.
Come on, bro.
Cupcake.
Come on. We need. What's the truth about Kevin Durant?
His mom's cool.
Nobody knows.
No, what did Westbrook say?
Like he's
about-
all over the place.
Who
He's
was
a
he
head
ta-
case, right?
Who was Westbrook talking about when he said, now people realize all he does is run around on the court.
Who
He's
said
just
this?
big and runs around.
Who said
Westbrook. Who is he talking about?
What?
Oh, dude.
Is he talking about Giannis?
I don't think so. Shit. Who
He's just
was it?
big
I
and
just,
runs
I just
around.
Had
Who could
I
that
just
be?
saw this the other day. I was dying.
Kevin Durant is obviously goated, though.
Yeah, for
If you're going on a date with Lana Rhodes and bring a backup smash plan, like you're 100% a goat. Like if you in the dating game, you're a goat.
Well, let's just get, if we're talking about dating game, there's no reason for hair anymore, right?
You don't need it.
You don't need plugs.
No,
LeBron, you did it all
I'm
wrong.
doing all right.
LeBron did it all
Oh,
wrong.
no, Durant.
Stupid.
I'm still sticking Milwaukee in 6. They're going to win the next 4. The series doesn't start until the road team wins.
Do you
want
to put $20 on that, Pat?
If I did, I wouldn't bet you because I'd get like 20. I'd get like 20 to 1 if I bet that.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. There's no way that it could be that bad.
All right, so the Philly and Hawks series.
Next one's Philly and Hawks. They're on right now. It's going to be 1-1. It looks like
Philly wins the series.
Yeah, they almost blew. It was
yeah.
I had Hawks money line the first game, and
Really?
they almost blew it. They almost blew the game.
That was sickening.
Was I talking
Full
to you?
court press. that never works in the NBA.
Junior high only.
It works in high school too.
Junior high and high school, they just panicked. They looked crazy.
Dude, that's so crazy. I was losing my mind. I watched only the fourth quarter of that game, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? There's a full court press, and these guys in the NBA are not breaking it right now. Like, they're throwing ill-advised passes.
Bogdanovich was scared.
Fucking unreal, dude.
Bogdanovich was scared. He said, here's the ball. Here, take it.
Yeah, Philly probably wins. Atlanta's roster is really good. I like Capella, John Collins, Bogdanovich can shoot.
Herder.
Gallinari can come off the bench. Herder. But you look at Philly, they're not as deep, I feel like, but they're better at the top. Trae Young's obviously nasty.
Yeah.
But Hacka Simmons could show up in the series. So I'm going to say
You think they keep it that close?
I think the Hawks win the series.
No. Looking at this game tonight.
That's nothing.
No, there's no way.
I think Atlanta wins the series in 7.
You think in 7?
Wow.
Okay.
I think it goes 7, and Trae Young shuts Philly down, and he's like the new. We saw that chart today. Philly hates Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Philly's going to hate Trae Young at the end of the series.
Would he be a superstar?
They just redo the chart?
Nah,
Does that make him a superstar?
We're not going into the fucking superstar thing.
Just asking.
Probably it might. If he takes out the Knicks, and then Philly would we saw. Yeah, Philly hates Russ Westbrook.
Yeah.
After the series, Trae Young, they're going to hate him. He's going to be the most hated guy in Philly because Atlanta is beating the Sixers this series. Mark it down. Mark it down.
So hold on. If the Hawks do that, is the Trae Young and Doncic like is
no?
That Trae? No, is that Trae? No, I'm just asking.
Doesn't matter.
It's a wash.
That doesn't matter.
Is it a wash?
It's a wash. Is it a wash?
Yeah, they're both awesome. Atlanta's got a better roster than that's.
No, I know. I'm just asking. This is just
personal opinion. He's
Luka is better than Trae Young. Yes.
Okay. That's all. I just wanted to hear that.
Okay. Second round and who's first round?
That doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm just asking.
Better player individually. Luka's better than Trae Young. Like
Crickets.
Jonathan Mitchell.
Did you hear the birds chirping?
It doesn't matter. Am I crazy? So you would take Trae Young over Luka?
Who's selling popcorn?
Dude, you guys are nuts right now.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Watching
Watching that hair fall out of your head.
I'm not even mad. Nuggets, Suns, we saw that last night.
I still have the Nuggets in 7.
You still have Nuggets?
Yep.
What?
Nuggets or Suns?
What was the question?
Nuggets, Suns.
I was still listening to the birds chirp over Trae Young.
We don't even have birds. It's too fucking hot out here.
No, Nuggets.
Ooh.
You got Nuggets too? I got Suns. Suns in 6.
Only because CP3.
He's balling. I mean, I didn't expect.
Well, game 1 was wild. That fool was hitting fadeaway 1-footers. All right, last thing before this hit. So what time is it right now?
So you got Suns and how many?
7:02.
Suns and how many?
I'll say 6.
6. Who do you think takes charge? Booker?
No, I'll say
Booker's just too much.
No, I'm going to take Suns in 5. I think they get it done early.
Ooh.
Because 6 would be in Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Nuggets have the MVP.
It don't matter. The Lakers had LeBron. The Suns shut that down. The Suns are deep, man. That team's good.
They are deep. They're young.
But they're like Jay Crowder and Paul.
They're hungry.
Jay Crowder and Paul acquisitions are big.
I love Jay Crowder.
And then I've always liked that's my team, Marquette, back in the day when they had Crowder and Derek, DJO.
Yeah.
He's always been Boston winner.
Yeah.
He was on Miami last year, got to the finals. And now
He was in Utah.
He was in Utah.
Yeah.
I love Crowder. But yeah, Phoenix in 5. Before the game starts, Clippers and Jazz haven't started yet. Well, I know where you're going.
You obviously know
where
the
you're going.
Clippers. For sure. 100%.
How many? 6, 7?
Clippers winning 6.
Wow.
In LA. So that's why I always look like
That's
in
so
the closeout
crazy to
game.
me, dude. That's so crazy. They go to 7 with the Mavericks.
But they're going to beat, I know.
And they're going to.
They just found it. They found it.
Oh, they found it.
Yep.
All of a sudden.
They won a home game.
They won a home game. Wow. Great coaching, Ty
This is gonna
Lue.
be good.
Great coaching.
What they played great on the road
All
in
right,
the playoffs.
I'm going to give you
obviously.
my take. I'm going to let Bob jump on and finish this podcast.
Yes.
All
Let
right.
me finish.
I'm taking Utah. in 5.
Why, only because they struggled against the Mavericks?
No, I
feel like
Utah's
that's the only reason.
good. I've been saying this since midseason because I picked the Nuggets to win early.
He jumped on.
Paul George
Once
drops
Murray went
40
down.
tonight.
Donovan Mitchell drops 40.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I just
Get on a second.
I'll tell you what, the Jazz ain't playing no zone defense. I'll tell you that much right now. Reggie Jackson.
Who's guarding Kawhi Leonard? I'm just Joe Ingles?
Royce
O'Neal.
Oh, my God. That's laughable.
Just
He
so you-
chases Steph Curry. That's the hardest job in basketball. He chases Steph around. He's guarding Kawhi Leonard.
And he found a
And
shot.
they'll find
You know who's okay? So I'm going to tell you this: Jordan Clarkson shoots him out. of
Dude,
this.
he shoots 0 for 8 and they're still up 20. It's
I'm
wild.
telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. Jordan Clarkson is going to shoot them out of this series.
All right, well, we're watching it.
I'm going to tell you,
I can't wait to
Bodan
watch it.
Bogdanovic
jacking
wins
him
this
up.
series.
That fool's nasty.
Bodan Bogdanovic wins this series. No Mike Conley means Donovan Mitchell's distributing.
I do love Buck.
He's scoring. Donovan Mitchell's going to baby whoever's in the paint against him. Oh, all Jazz do is shoot threes. Well, watch Big Daddies come out tonight. And they're going to destroy those little lines.
Who's Gobert is going to have like 30 and 20 tonight?
He's never scored 30 in his entire
Well, that's
career.
cap.
Till
That's, as
tonight.
the young kids say, that's cap because he has had a 30.
All right, I'm out. Bob, jump on. You can give your little hot take. You got about 10 minutes. I'm leaving, so I'm going to shut this down real quick. Tune in next Wednesday. We'll be back for some more NBA playoffs. We'll revisit this, obviously, because the Jazz probably win by 30 tonight. And it might be over by then. I don't know how many games they play every other day. Who knows? And, yeah, see you next Wednesday. Here's Bob. All right. Go ahead, fellas.
All right.
Let's go, Bobby. Let's go.
Are we still talking Jazz? Are we
Still talking
Yeah,
Jazz.
sure,
Clippers.
whatever you want.
Who you got? Jazz
What do
or
you want?
Clippers?
Still talking Jazz?
Jazz or Clippers, Bob?
Taking the Clippers.
Clippers
This
and
is why.
what?
This
Clippers
is
and
why.
what?
I think the Jazz are a really good basketball team.
Clippers in how many games though?
6.
Okay, explain.
This is why.
Okay.
We go back 3 years now, 4 years now. Kawhi Leonard has repeatedly showed that he could be the quietest player on the floor, have bad games,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, he shows up
That's true.
in fourth quarters in close games, plays the best defense in basketball, and shuts people down. And then on the other end of the floor, he scores.
It's true.
He takes over, and it's quiet, so nobody talks
Bob's
about
coming
it.
in hot.
Now I'm telling you right now, Donovan Mitchell has balled out of his mind. He's played great. He's averaging like 28 something in his playoff career, which is insane. He's like
Right.
third or second highest in Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has not had a defender on him like Kawhi Leonard though.
So you think Kawhi's going to guard Donovan?
I think at points when the Clippers need stops, Kawhi is going to shut Donovan Mitchell down.
That does nothing though.
It does.
No, we're four.
What do you mean
deep on
stops
the
don't do
outside.
anything?
No, we're four. Deep.
They have the two of the
No,
best
I'm
perimeter
talking in
defenders.
individual possessions. When Donovan Mitchell's the ball's in his hands,
If the
he's
game's-
trying to
if
get a
the game-
bucket.
He passes the ball. He's not a ball hog.
But if the game is close, I can see that.
Donovan's not going to.
It just happened. It just happened in Dallas and LA.
Yeah.
No, Jazz
Luka
are
went
different than Dallas.
bananas, and in the fourth quarter, in a close game, when Kawhi needed to stop, he guarded Luka. Luka was shooting fadeaway jumpers and missing. On the other end of the
Yeah.
floor, Kawhi's knocking down 17
Yeah,
footers
I
like it's
saw a
like it's
stat.
warm-ups.
I saw a stat. So when Kawhi Leonard was guarding Luka, he averaged less than a point per possession. When all the other guys, when they were guarding him, averaged more than a point per
Right.
possession. Like Kawhi was putting the clamps on that fool.
I'm saying Kawhi doesn't do it until he absolutely has to.
Right.
And when they need a possession where Kawhi's got to guard the best player on the other team, the best player on the other team usually doesn't score.
Right.
And then Kawhi on
So
the
he's
other
putting
end.
he's putting the clamps on Donovan.
I think Donovan will get his buckets. He'll get his points. But I'm saying in individual
In the fourth-
possessions, in fourth quarters, in close 2 or 3 possession games, you're going to see Kawhi clamp
Look at he's
guys
just shaking
down.
his head.
Well, I'm letting him talk. I'm not being disrespectful.
That's my take on it.
Okay.
He's winding down.
That's
He's gonna
what
let you talk.
Kawhi's done in the past, and he's
No,
just
you're right.
did in last year.
I'm not arguing that whatsoever.
So I just, to me, I don't think Donovan Mitchell 1-on-1 against Kawhi Leonard is going to get it done.
Agree. I 100% agree. And that's why
so
the
what-
Jazz are not a one-on-one team. They are a team. Everybody talks about the Clippers. They only talk about Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. That's all they talk about. When you talk about the Jazz, it's like, well, they got Bojan, they got the sixth man, they got Joe Ingles.
They're deep.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So you say Kawhi's going to stop Donovan. Okay, cool. Who's going to stop Bogdanovich? Who's going to stop Ingles? Who's going to stop Gobert? Who's going to stop Jordan Clarkson? Who's going to stop Niang. Who's going to
Jordan
stop Royce
Clarkson's
O'Neal?
going to stop Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah,
Well,
he'll shoot himself out.
I told you what, he pissed me off the last series. But here and there. Right?
Over a game, I agree. Donovan will facilitate. I'm talking possessions, basketball, in close games,
Right.
in fourth
I get what
quarters,
you're saying.
Where Mitchell's the guy that's
Yeah.
got to go get a bucket.
I understand that.
Where he's not going to facilitate, he's going to go get the bucket.
Yeah.
That's when Kawhi.
But that's where you also
Shows
have Mike
The problem
Conley.
with the Clippers is their offense in the last 2 minutes. Like outside of Kawhi, they don't really have much. Like
Kawhi's
you
the guy.
can't rely on Paul George in the last 2 minutes. Well, I mean, you really
this is not-
can't.
this
Like it
is-
sucks. He's not the Pacers. Paul
He's not
George.
the Indiana
Marcus
Paul George.
Morris and Reggie Jackson.
Right.
Marcus
that's-
Morris is
I
been
think
the
that's
best
going to be the
catch-and-shoot guy in
toughest,
basketball, though.
the toughest thing for the Clippers in the last 2 minutes, other than their defense. Because I 100% agree with you, except offense. You still got to score in the last 2 minutes. And
Kawhi can
Kawhi
do that.
has to do that.
He's showed he can.
He absolutely has to show that Kawhi Leonard is Kawhi Leonard
He's-
in the last 2 minutes in order for the Clippers to win.
He's done it.
All right. Well, I'm going to give my Jazz take real quick. I think the Jazz win tonight by 17 points. No Conley. And if you look at the stats, we play better without Mike Conley versus not having Donovan Mitchell. I think it's 9.3 versus 9.2 points per set.
Yeah, I don't think
possession.
Conley's going to.
The highest points he scored all year was like
116, 112 Clippers tonight.
Ooh, that's a nice score.
It sounds
right there.
good.
That's right
It
at the over
sounds
under.
good. It sounds good for a Clippers fan. Sounds good, but it's not
We'll see.
realistic. There's a reason why Vegas is high on them all of a sudden. There's a reason.
For game one in Utah,
Are they the
I
favorites
expect-
to win it this year?
They're
Who?
the favorites
Vegas?
from the West.
Yeah,
They're
who
the favorites from the West.
Right now,
they're not the
favorites.
favorites to win at all. Brooklyn's obviously the favorite.
Brooklyn's
Oh, yeah.
favorite. In the
But
West,
makes sense.
They're the
Utah's favorite
favorites.
right
I think
now.
they're plus 125. I think.
I'll say game one tonight in Utah. Utah probably gets it done.
No Conley.
No Conley.
No, they probably get it done.
think
But see,
so?
you say no Conley. To me, without Conley, the Utah is still the same team.
Exactly. We've been hurt all
Conley's
year.
not out there like he's not
I
Memphis. He's
disagree
not
with
Memphis
that.
Conley, bro.
He looked pretty good last series against Memphis.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll see tonight. We're
All
gonna shut
right.
it down.
Well, let's go, Jazz
We're gonna
fans.
shut
If you're a Jazz fan, I'm with you.
Hey, we'll see tonight,
There we
guys.
go.
All right.
Thanks for listening.